Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome back to episode 2 of my cozy Anno 1800 Let's Play. In the last episode, we got set up with some of the basics. We settled a few different islands and reached our second tier of population, the workers. Today, our goals will be to set up our first trade routes, so we can finally start producing goods like soap in order to sell to the prison and make some money. Alright, let's just let time play. I'm picking up right where we left off at the end of the last episode, although this time I've actually got a list of objectives and things that I want to do during an episode just to help me give a bit of focus to it, as so many things can take your attention away in Anno 1800. Now, you may remember we left off with our flagship loaded up with steel and wood that we bought from Archibald in order to head out to the southwestern island down here and settle this. We're still going to do that, but I realized that the original reason was for grape fertility. But it turns out we actually have grape fertility on our home island. I just, for some reason, just didn't think to even check what we have, just because I never thought you have grapes on your home island, but we do. So that's really good for late game. We can use that later, but I'm still going to go out and settle that other island, mainly because there are 4 coal deposits down here, so we're definitely going to make use of that. So it's still good. It's still a good get. Alright, so on my little list of objectives of things I want to do, I noticed that we'd hit the max storage limit of some of our items, so I think we'll just set up one of our first depots. It's going to increase storage by 50, and it's going to basically set us back 2.5 grand and 10 bricks, so it is kind of a lot, but I think it's worth doing. That just gives us a little bit more breathing room for storing extra items should we wish. Now, of course, for those who don't know, you can actually sell things, you know, if you want. I just don't want to at the moment. I want to load up things manually and sell them to different traders. Although it's a good idea for items that you don't plan on selling to traders, just to skim a little bit off the top if you do start hitting your max amount. But I'm not going to do that just yet. Alright, so that's the depot setup. I also want to get a sailing shipyard, right? So we can finally get our own ships and set up our own trade routes. Now this is going to set us back 25 bricks and 10,000 gold. So it's quite a big expense, but it's obviously extremely important to get done. Alright, the editor. Oh, thank you. Daring expansion. Hans von Schlong incorporates new territory in a bold move. And happiness and light. Swords is quite full of mirth. Alright, so that's going to increase our happiness and reduce the riot chance. That's perfect. Those two go hand in hand. So we'll publish that. No big deal. Now we need 25 bricks. Actually, we just hit that. So we can build our sailing shipyard. Now that's going to require 100 workers to actually build a ship. So let's just really quickly get a few extra worker homes. And we'll start building our schooner. A small and agile trade ship with a small cargo capacity. It's going to take 3 minutes to be built. It's going to cost us 20 wooden planks and 10 sails, which we've made already, because of course we did build some sails out by the sheep, livestock, and stuff out here. So that's all very well and good. We have our sail makers. Is that what it's called? Sail makers, yeah. There you go. Alright, so I thought what we could do while that's kind of cooking up, it's going to take 3 minutes. I thought I'll do another town expansion, but this time I'll save you guys the tedium and just do another kind of time lapse as I build out into the mountain here. We're going to basically, I'm looking to just basically build up into this area. You'll see that for yourself. Alright. So this is a pretty simple build, basically just pushing all of the houses as far up against that mountain as I can. I needed another market and another pub because it was just a little bit too far out of range for those ones that are just touching up against the mountain there, and I wanted to make sure I didn't encroach too much on the beach because later on I'm hoping to get one of the wall ornaments and really separate kind of the worker docks area from the residences as well. But that's basically it. Alrighty, so that is my proposed town expansion. There's actually a bit of a fire going on right now, so it just happened right as soon as I had kind of finished off doing that. But we've dispatched multiple fire trucks to head out there. Is that what they're called? I mean, I guess they're not really trucks. They're just fire wagons, I guess. It's actually quite a big fire, thinking about it. It's actually spread across an area where there's really no explanation of how that really happened. I guess wind? I don't know. But yeah, fire late into the night. And our ship is finally done, by the way. The Nebuchadnezzar, damn. Alright, well, let's go back to the morning time. So what we could do with this first little ship is just pick up a bunch of those potatoes that we don't need. And we'll just go off, make our first little run at the prison. Sell those, make a couple grand back. Alright, the speed. Nice. And then we have our main ship. It is just about to settle this island here. Alright, cool. And then now we can start, with all the wood that we have and stuff, we can start filling in that proposed expansion. Alright, nice. Benty's loving it.
There's no point in plotting.
Lady Margaret's not so happy about it, though. Alright, cool. So basically what I've done here is essentially put down a new market, another pub, and just kind of spread the buildings out all the way up against the cliff edge. And I think I've hit everything with the road, so we'll just start activating some of these now over time. Got a couple of seaside estates as well. That'll look pretty good, I think. But now we have just a huge workforce now to really start doing what we want to, which is setting up the grain village and setting up bakeries and start getting to our... start feeding the plebs, essentially. They're going to need sausages, they're going to need bread, and that's going to require stuff like bricks. Now, while we're waiting for more bricks to come in, I think we'll just set up another clay deposit. And we can always decommission it later if we want. It's kind of expensive to do so, but I think it's still worth it, just to speed up bricks, because we're going to need more and more, and start paving our roads and things like that. I'm also going to drag this up here, because we need these so often. There we go. Warehouses. Alright, but money's going to start getting a little tight now with all of this extra stuff we're building. Right, so bricks should start coming in pretty fast with all of that. That does take up a big population, though. So that's, let's see, 25, 25, and 50. So it's 100 workers that have to work on just making clay bricks for us to use in construction. Same out here. I don't like the way this is. Let's just move that around. Wood, bricks, steel. That's the way it should go. Alright, so for sausages... if we want to get to soap, we're going to need steel. We could just buy some temporarily just to get us up and running, but ideally you'd want to set up the actual production chains for steel beams, but we're not quite there yet. But for sausages, we just need pig farms and slaughterhouses, but we can already start building the grain farm. Now, oh, we actually have a missing road over here. It's alright. We can fill some of this area in with ornaments. I think we can get a police station here. It looks like it would fit just about right as well. I'm really happy with how the town's looking right now. I can't wait to see, hopefully, what people think about it. So yeah, so I think I'm going to do, essentially, another time-lapse in a moment. Out here. And what I'm thinking is I want to build a big kind of grain farm village kind of thing out here. I just have a nice vision for having it along the river and having some of the mills blowing in the wind as we have the river as their backdrop. I think that would look really nice. Unfortunately, this is kind of in the way. So I'll probably end up having to shift this over here. And in fact, it would make kind of sense to have the distilleries a little bit more over here for now. It's kind of expensive to move these things. We're not really in a affordable position to start thinking about how things look, to be honest. But nevertheless, we'll just keep plowing ahead. So let's check on our schooner.
My life is my prison.
So that's 3,200 for some potatoes. You know, I'll take it. That's not bad at all. Now that was, as you could see, 32 coins per ton of potato, right? So we sold 100. And we have, this soap would sell for 384, so it's like 10 times the amount. So we'll make absolute bank if we just get some soap going, but it's going to take a little while. Now, in the meantime, what we're also going to be wanting to do, what we're also going to want to do is on this second island that we have, Rush. This is where we have the hops and the red pepper and the fur. So this will be great for artisans later on, but also for hops early on. That's what we're going to need to make beer. Now, beer actually isn't showing up here yet. Maybe we just need more workers before it even shows up. I didn't think it did, but I guess so. Well, let's get some new workers then. Alright, so that's given us the availability of soap. Beer, there we go. So we need 500 workers to start making beer. Now, beer is going to require hops, grain, turned into malt, and then brewed in a brewery. So it does require quite a bit, which we'll get to, obviously, when we see it. But generally speaking, it just means that, yeah, we're going to want to start setting up the hop production out here. Now, luckily, once that unlocks, then we can put down the hop farms. And it only takes farmers, so we don't need workers over here for it. And then we'll just ship it across. And speaking of wheat, we have agribean. So actually, let's read the headline first. Key to animal husbandry? Agribusiness to take the spotlight. Animal farms all around the world class silos as an essential. Using smart distribution systems, fodder is stocked and easily fed to livestock, turning grazing into a faster process. I don't know why I'm doing 1950s guy. We can't wait to see what Hans von Schlong's farms can achieve with the help of silos. Neither can I. Neither can I. Now I've got a quest here. Oh, hello. The farmer asks you to build a silo on a pig farm. How about we try one with a pig farm? Okay, well, we haven't got any pig farms, but sure thing. We've got a residence quest here as well. Worker offers you a photography quest. How am I supposed to brag about Punch Club if I can't talk about Punch Club? Oh, I know. The rules didn't say anything about taking pictures. Meet us at the marketplace.
Spare a thought for us.
Which marketplace? Well, we've only got one right now, I guess. So take a photograph of the fighters at the market. I don't see them. Oh, they're at the market in the farming village, of course. The lower classes. Alright, let's take a picture of those guys. Can you just barely see them kind of brawling in the center there? There we go. Kind of when they were knocked over. Beautiful. Punch Club. I thought we weren't supposed to talk about this. Little joke there. Fight Club. Alright.
A promise kept.
We still have the quest from Archibald, Artifact Finding. A royal expedition lost some very valuable cargo on its way back home. Sir Archibald has asked you to salvage and return its artifacts. As this will give us the a building for trade unions, which reduces the chance of fire. It might be nice to have that if we have a trade union near some distilleries or something. Gives us money as well, so it's worth doing. Alright, good. So what's your distance to get to things? 94%, so close. But yeah, unfortunately we do just need another marketplace down here. We can set that up, set that up. Great. Awesome. I'm loving this town. Okay, right. So, yeah, I think it's just about time to start doing our blueprints. In fact, I'll just build everything we can. You know what I haven't been checking? Consumption rates. How are we doing? So, consumer goods. Fish is now in a bit of a... it needs a bit more than we've got. Schnapps is still okay. Work clothes are a bit behind. And then the rest is unfulfilled as of yet. So, for work clothes, again, we can just get another one of those going. And that should sort out the work clothes demand. The fishing demand, again, pretty easy. There's not many workers are needed for fishing. 25. I keep saying workers. It is farmers, but you know what I mean. Hopefully. Right, so that'll at least sort out our production issues if we were to have any. And as the town kind of grows and these kind of fill up, we'll see if that demand gets any heavier. I think it does it per household, but we'll have to see. And they should be able to pull from the market just fine. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to build that kind of grain town out here. This might be a long one in terms of a time lapse, so we'll have to see. Yeah, so this one actually did end up taking quite a while. This is actually sped up 10 times the normal game speed, just to give you an indication of how long these things take, but we were positive for income, so there was no real massive time pressure on me for this one, at least not financially. So I started off building the road straight down, getting the market set up, and then having some supply warehouses next to it, and then working from the inside out to build the grain fields and dot around some houses as well. So obviously dot around the houses first, and then you kind of fill in the fields. I did do a bit of an error, so I had to kind of go over one of the fields again, but generally it was fine. And overall, the kind of goal that I had in mind here was to be able to look out towards the river and see the mills kind of turning in the wind. Facing it. So it is 2 grain farms for every mill. So I needed to have 4 farms that could at least feed into the mills before feeding into a warehouse if possible. So a little bit tricky to kind of get it all right, but I think I did a decent job. And I actually decided to put a 5th mill out on the edge, as that one's going to be used for silos, which I'll end up talking about later. But yeah, that's generally it. I think one of the things I kind of forgot to do was dress the set for ornaments. And by the time I'd already done a lot of it, I was like, oh, I don't want to spend another 10 minutes doing this. So I filled in where I could, I kind of removed what I could, and then we added the bakeries down in the bottom left, which are going to be used from the mills. Dotted around some ornaments just to finish things off. Kind of did Archibald's quest in the meantime as well. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. Alrighty, so that is basically it for our little grain village here. So it's just like the potato village, it's just a lot bigger and a lot more complex. So not just houses were placed within the grain fields this time. Some actually placed in the actual production buildings, which are mills. So that's going to kind of turn the grain into flour, and then that's going to be turned into bread at the bakers. So the bakers are down here. So for every 2 of these, we need 1 of these and then 2 of these. So it's 1 minute to 30 seconds to 1 minute. And there's a hell of a lot of workforce that's involved as well. So we're not going to be able to build everything right away. So we're going to have to scale this up slowly, especially considering the money situation. We're not going to really be able to afford it even. But yeah, so that's basically it. We'll kind of see it as it comes alive, kind of how it looks and how it all shakes out. And see if I've done a good job of it. So we'll just get this one here and this one. And then 1 of these and then 2 of these. So that's everything we can kind of afford to build for now. So that should start bread production in its most basic form, producing, basically. I'm not entirely happy with this little area down here. We might change this to this one as well. This is all kind of new. So we might end up changing that stuff as well in the future. But for now, this should basically get the basics up and running. We've got some basic ornaments around as well, I think. I'll have to leave in a few patches out here. We'll just get some grass. Turn off blueprint mode for now. There we go. There, that should make things look a little nicer. I'll go over it later when we start populating the place with different houses and things as well. In fact, we can do the houses now. Good. All right. Yeah, it looks nice. Once it's all kind of filled in, it'll look nice. And once the mills start turning and stuff. So yeah, it's just like the potato farm, just a little bit bigger and a little bit more complex in scope. So ultimately, the flour will go back into a supply warehouse, and then it'll have to come out and get fed into the bakers. Also, in the interim, while that was all going on, as it did take me a while, I did complete a quest from Archibald, which was to hand in... well, let's actually find out. I think we got that book, didn't we? Yeah, we do. We have the fire safety poster now. So we can go back to our main island. That was about 4 grand that we just got. So that's going to help prop us up. Obviously, we're now in the negative, which isn't ideal, obviously. But we've got lots of room to upgrade and lots of stuff to sell. So we can actually pick up potatoes again. Make another 3,000 off that. That just keeps us afloat for a while, which is nice, actually. It's actually a pretty good boon, thinking about it, at this small, early stage. Got lots of bricks in production as well, which is good. So we're really free to build whatever we want, as long as we can just get the money to do so. So the next thing would be the pig farms and sausages and stuff like that. Now, the good thing with the pig farms is because we built silos, we only need 2 of them. And that's the equivalent of having 4. So we should be golden. Let's just check our consumption rates of things. Bread, we're now overproducing. Just having the 2 bakers is overproducing all of that. We've missed out on sausages. So let's take a look at what bread's actually going to be getting us from the workers' houses. So bread will give us 4 coins per household. That actually might pull us back into the black, I think, as well. So what about sausages? Sausages are going to give us 4 per household as well. All right, so sausages is next then.
A check copy?
A check copy? Absolutely. Shipyard's been built. The shipyard in Swords shows we've heard the call of the ocean while we soon... Well, sorry, God, I'm so bad at reading right now. Will we soon be waving a first ship farewell? What manner of sailing vessel will grace our shores? Renovations boost city appeal. Goldenhoft has become noticeably more attractive. Recent campaigns to beautify the city's avenues and boulevards have begun to pay dividends for tourism. Alright, we can publish that. I don't know where Goldenhoft is. That must be this place. I don't know how it became more attractive. There's nothing here. What are we going to name this one? Lusk. So we have Rush and Lusk and Skerries, right? Skerries is the further one away. Yep. Swords, Rush and Lusk and Skerries. Some Irish names. Skerries, I think, is actually kind of like a Scandinavian name. I don't really know the history about that. Maybe it was founded by Vikings or something. I don't know. It is coastal. Anyways, do we need another grain farm? No, I think we're all good on the production rates of this. If I just check production rates, if we go down here, yes, that's 2 for 2, 2 for 2. So grain is satiated, and the mill should be satiated as well, and so is bread. So that's all good. All good. Baker's just waiting on getting its goods, actually. But the mill is turning. It looks really nice across the river. I'm pretty happy with that. I should have left, in hindsight, I feel like I should have left more areas for more ornaments. I kind of just blocked it all full of, like, grain farms as much as I could, or grain fields. If I was to do it over, I would kind of leave some bigger gaps for more ornaments and things like that. Like at this house here, for instance. Alright, either way, looking good. So we have to decide where to put the pig farms now. I think I'm just going to stick them kind of somewhere out here. Because there's no road that actually leads to the market out this way, so it is kind of isolated off on its own. So we'll just do that. And pig farms are very kind of rectangular and square. They don't really need to be built in any kind of ornate or interesting manner, so to speak. Well, messed that one up. Yeah, and then the silo is the exact same size as one of these modules, so that's pretty much done when it's done like that. And I don't know, we'll just get 2. And then they'll get a silo each. And then we'll have to go to a slaughterhouse. So it's 1-to-1, I believe. So we can just do this. So that's 2 pig farms, but they're going to have silos, so it's going to be 200%, which basically means it's the equivalent of having 4 of these. So having 4 of these line up here is actually pretty perfect, I think. How many workers was that? It's 30 farmers. Not too bad. So for now, we'll just build those 2. And let's check what we need. So here's the silo thing. The amount of fodder we can stock up in this silo, it makes things so much simpler for us farmers. How come your brain boxes didn't think of it sooner? I don't know. DLC, I guess? So the silo needs to connect to the main farm as well as be a module. So it's a bit of, and as well as have a road access. So it's kind of an annoying building. I wish they would let you just build it further in, but it does have to have road access because the supply warehouses do make a delivery of grain. So we're just going to drop this here as well. So, alright, that should be us for sausages. So let's have a look, actually. We didn't really look at this. So there's the slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse is going to be taking in pigs, outputting sausages. With the extra silo, or the extra silo, we can have more of these now as well. But we'll just leave it just for a while. So the silo is going to be taking in grain. I think it processes 1 every 5 minutes. A grain field is produced, a piece of grain is made every minute. So that's, yeah, I think 5 silos can be supported. So we'll just build another one right now. This farm can come alive. This guy's got a real nice drive all the way leading up to his house. Alright, cool. So I don't know if that made any sense. I'll just go over it one more time, just for those who maybe don't know. So let's have a look. We've got the pigs here. Pigs made every 1 minute. Sausages are made every 1 minute, but because we've got silos on this, the silo is going to boost it to 200%, so it's like having 2. Because of that, it can actually support 2 of these. In order to support the silo, we need a grain field that produces 1 grain every 1 minute, but it only consumes 1 every 5 minutes, so that means we can support at least 5 silos off of 1 grain field. So at the moment we've only got 1. We'll have another one here, and then we'll decide if we need it for other things. You can put it on sheep as well if you wanted to, so we could actually reduce this down as well to 2. But then of course we'd be loading and unloading grain all the time, so you got to think about that as well. Now it actually hasn't received its grain yet. I'm hoping that it just does soon. Maybe if I pause it and press play, it'll call another cart soon, hopefully. I'm sure it'll figure out soon. Alright, so there's our little... So it's looking good, I think, anyway. So we have our potatoes across the river and then our grain fields. It looks quite nice. And once we need we have the demand for it, we'll set up the second mill and more bakers and things like that. And our money should get a little bit better. Let's have a look and see what's been made so far. They have their bread. They're loving it. Sausages, not yet. Oh, it's starting to come up, though, a little bit. There we go. They're starting to get their sausages. Their first batch of sausages. They can't believe their luck. Alright, let's sell those potatoes.
God scourges those with something to
That's brought us back up to 6 grand. Money is very tight, not gonna lie. Let's see if we can do some quests. We got some quests down here. So Benti, poor sailors' superstitions drove them to throw my precious relics overboard. Please retrieve the lost cargo before it's lost forever. I can take any silly curse they can bear. Absolutely. Alright, we'll do that. Pick up Flotsam. There's 4 of it. Flotsam. Is it Flotsam? It's Flotsam. Okay. Jetsam Jinx. Benti was awaiting the arrival of some precious relics from one of her expeditions, but it seems the sailors believed they were cursed, so they threw them overboard. She's asked you to recover the artifacts for her. Alright. I've got another quest from Arthur over here.
There is to put faith in others.
I sent 50 scores hunters to capture the bird with the gilt lashes, and no sooner was it found than those incompetents lost it at sea. Bring it to me, and my golden salon shall be complete. Alright.
I suggest working in straight
30 minutes for
lines.
each of these. We could do both, actually. Maybe. I'll just do one at a time, I guess. Oh no, we could actually. We've got the schooner. The schooner can come down here and pick this one up. No dangers present, I don't think, so we should be fine. Our money's gotten a little bit better since we satiated the demand of the sausages. So what we can do in order to make more money now is elevate more villagers or farmers up to the worker class. And then they'll be taking the sausages and bread as well. So we can look, generally speaking, this household is producing 27 income, whereas a farmer household is only making 10. So having more workers is better at this stage, as long as we can supply them. We'll make more money overall, so it's good. And money should start coming up. Now, once we start getting to that soap, That's gold dust to the prison, as well as beer. Beer actually makes 11 coin per household, so it's probably the best thing we can do for money. It actually is for the workers, yeah. So we'll do that. Even soap makes money, which is nice. So soap, that's an interesting one because that will... So let's have a look at the soap chain. That's going to require us to have some steel just to get the basics up and running. So we need 4 steel for each rendering works and then 4 steel for soap factories. Might just buy it temporarily from Archibald because that seems to be the best way just to get steel early on and not have to go through the whole rigmarole of building the industry for it. The industry is kind of complicated. You need iron mines, we need furnaces which require 100 workers, and then we need steelworks which also require 200. So it's like lots of workers are needed. Like your population needs to scale up big time for iron. What we want to do now as well is make another ship. So just get that on the go. Doesn't cost us anything. You can actually sell ships as well. Archibald buys them. So if we just constantly produce ships, you know, all it takes is sails and wood, which we probably have plenty of. We can just send the ships up there and they can sell for a couple thousand each as well. It's not too bad. That grain farm silo still doesn't have its thing. I feel like that's a bit of a bug in the game. I feel like I've seen it before. I'm gonna pause the building. Turn that back on. It seems to be doing its thing now. It's got a line coming out to go here. It should be like picking up grain. Let's see what happens. One of these should be picking up grain and then bringing it back. I remember this is a bit of a bug when the DLC first came out. Sometimes these things are just left like not being used. I don't really know why that is. But once they get it once, then they'll always get it. It's fine. It's just a bit of a weird bug. It might have been the case that we just needed to turn on and off the production of the building. Got that loading process though. Yep, there we go. It's working now, so that must have been it. So once we get that, that's actually another little quest we can do, which is deliver grain to the pig farm. I think it's just like a tutorial thing, but still nice to get it done. So there we are, dropping 2 grain off in the silo.
Butterflies. Please allow me the chance to study them.
And there we go. So now it has the grain. That's going to last 5 minutes. Master, it's no bother if the grain runs low for some reason. We'll manage without the silo just like we did before. I suppose you might see the numbers drop off until we can use it again, though. Alright, no problem, no problem. Well, it's still 2 for 2, so we're fine at the moment. The extra pigs, though, could be used in the rendering works instead of one of these. So that might be better. I kind of forgot about soap, actually, so could just stick 2 of them there. We'll probably build it out later anyway, but yeah, we'll have to send the ship up to get more steel, I think. All right, let's have a look. How are we doing? So the demand is met for fish. It's actually a little low for the schnapps. We might have to build another distillery. We should have plenty of potatoes, though. Yeah, loads. All right, let's sort out those schnapps then. Thank you, Archibald. So the schnapps distilleries I've got placed, I want some to go down here, actually, in future. Did I delete them, did I? Oh, no, they're still up there, yeah. But in future, we're going to move them down here. Cool. So, let's get on our ships.
Flagship ready for orders.
And this is for Benty, right? Yeah. Our ship is being constructed, nice. And we'll deliver this back to Benty. Then we'll come back down here. And our Nebuchadnezzar is on the way. We'll give these all their own unique names once we assign them to ship routes. What do we have now? The Toto. Bless the rains. This one's going straight to Mbessa, I guess. Alright. Do we need more housing? I guess we could never always do it a little bit more. It's basically more money while we have the... while we can meet all their demands, so there's no reason not to. Can we build the police station? 2,500 for a police station. Maintenance 50. It doesn't actually fit where I thought it would.
More's the merrier.
Didn't add that up right. We could just get rid of the road, though. It's actually not that big of a deal, and it would fit there. Just build it as a blueprint for now. I'm not terribly happy with that. It's just kind of squeezed in there. I don't know where else we could slam it down. Didn't know it was bigger than everything. It's the same length as the main buildings, though. Maybe just get rid of some houses and pop it there. And that way we kind of have all our central stuff in a line. That would be kind of nice. Excuse me. Just move these houses. Yeah. I'm happy with that. 2,500, should we do it? I mean, I don't think there's going to be a riot, but I guess so. Good to have it. So, training jolly police officers. Jolly, jolly police officers. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but I just watched the South Park
You're back? Tell me everything.
pandemic special. So funny. At least for me, I thought so. With what they did with the police. But yeah, I won't spoil it, I guess. But I thought it was really funny. It's just South Park. I just absolutely love that TV show. I haven't played that second game that they did though. Be meaning to. Anyways, so we've handed in the quest into Benty.
Upon my stars,
Gives us a little bit of money.
Doubted you.
Thanks, Benty. Let's get our ship to head off towards purchasing the steel. We're still carrying that book. I keep forgetting to drop it off. Don't even have any money to like get any interesting items and things either yet. Alright, so our population is up to 1,700. That's all well and good. Everything's pretty much good over here. Yep, seems like it. Cool, so what we can do now is start focusing on the other islands, right? Because we're not going to get beer really anytime soon. We need the hops. And then for the soap, which is kind of the thing I want to do by the end of this episode, I want to get soap up and running. So we're just going to grab... So how many... We'll have to do the calculation. We'll have to work this out. So we want to get at least 2 rendering works and 2 soap factories. So we're going to need 4, 8, 12, 16 steel. And then I'm trying to work out how much it's going to be to build them all. It's going to be 2 grand to get all the buildings done. And we do have the workers to man it all. So yeah, this seems like it'll work. Alright, so we'll just blueprint it down somewhere like this. What is the rate? 1 minute to... Oh, right. We only need 1 soap factory. So if we wanted to have... Oh, right. We'd need a lot then. If we wanted 2 soap factories, it would look a bit like this. And we need even more like pig farms. Interesting. But with the silos, we have 4 pig farms. 2 of them are taken by sausages. And then 2 of them go into here. So we need another 1 pig farm. Yeah. Alright. Let's try that out then. Alright, that's 2 more silos. I'll probably move and reorganize this a little later. Well, I guess I should really do it now while we have the time, right? So these can fit in here nicely. It's just the rendering works that don't really fit that well. Do something like this though. Yeah, it's a bit the wrong way around. You kind of need these to be up here. And the reason for that is just you want to feed the pigs straight into there. It sounds so macabre, but you want to feed the pigs basically straight into there, and then these buildings will feed down into this. Yeah. And then just have yeah, I think that'll do it. All right, cool. It's not maybe the most elegant looking thing. It could be though, actually, if we just get rid of this road. There we go. Tightly packed. Looks alright. Room for an ornament as well. Sure, why not? Okay, cool. So let's head back over to ya boy, Archibald. Let's pick up that steel, if we can just about afford it. 16, right? He's always got stomach trouble as well, which is just TMI all of the time. Okay, do we have any extra potatoes to pick up? Of course we do. Oops. We've even got excess fish.
On our way.
got that flotsam as well now. So let's deliver it here. It's a bird of paradise. What did we get? Just bird of paradise. Okay. Bring it to Arthur Gasparov. That will give us a little extra money as well. At least we're positive for money. At least that's good. The bricks, you know what? We can chill out the bricks now. We had been straining the workforce here, but we can chill them out with that. That's fine. And now we can start to, at least here, we can say, okay, look, you've got too much of this. You can sell some fish. Sell if you're over 100. Minimum stock, 100. And there we go. So if we go over 100 fish, which we obviously have gone over now, that will sell the excess amount. Same for construction. Sell that. Goes over 100. Sell it off. And that just means any passing ships that come by, they may or may not buy it. The rarer the goods that you're trying to sell, the higher the chance they will sell. Let's just build another ship while we're here. Might as well, and we can sell it if we don't need it. While we have the workers doing nothing, basically.
I just know you'll make a special partner.
She wants trade rights for 6,000. Unfortunately, Benty, I don't have the money.
Crikey.
I know. How is the diplomacy, by the way? We haven't even looked at it. So we've got Arthur with 42. We're bringing him up with his recent quest. Haven't failed any quests yet, which is good. We have another quest from... Oh no, that's just the delivery there. You'll notice as well, when you load up a ship with cargo, like this has 100 tons of potatoes, it slows it down. So it's going to take a while to go there. I think it's also kind of going against the wind. The wind direction is facing out straight up that way, so it's going sideways.
Flagship awaiting instructions.
Alright, let's drop off the steel beams. Okay, let's carefully do this. Let's try that first. That should be enough to just get the basic first bits of soap going, I think. And that extra soap that we sell then will make a lot of money for us. Good, and these silos are getting deliveries no problem. That first one was just a bit slow for whatever reason. So that is 6 pig farms that we have going right now. So if we were to check production, the nice thing here now is we can just go into something like agricultural products, right? Pigs, we're overproducing. We've 8. I don't know exactly what that number means, but we're 8 to 4 right now. 8 to 2 to 4. Yeah, so 4 is the potential that we could take away from it. And 8 is the amount that we're producing. So we have plenty of room to pop in a couple more rendering works or sausage factories or whatever. So that should be fine. I had to do it. I know it's 300 for that water tower, but hey, it looks glorious. If I had a bit more money now, I'd like to build some paved roads and then start dressing the set, putting the ornaments down nicely. We're sailing here at nighttime. Man, this game looks so good. It never gets old for me how good it looks. I mean, it only came out 2 years ago, I guess, but... Well, not even. Almost 2 years ago. It just looks so good. The little lantern on the front of the ship lighting the bow and the stern at the back. Oh my god. So good. And then as well, see, they didn't always used to be day and night. That was added in an update. But having this as well now, being lit up here, it's so nice.
On our way.
We need to make sale of those potatoes, lads. 3,000. You're basically carrying 3,000 gold worth of potatoes right now. That's more than we have in our entire treasury. But, and also now that we should be making soap, we just have to wait for it to kind of come through.
We've run out of cabbage.
So they need tallow. So it gets turned into tallow at the rendering works. That's under production right now. Nice to see. All next to each other as well, so it saves a little bit of space. Another ship has been produced. We're going to make another one. And I'm probably just going to sell these or just use them for very small trade routes early on. Alright, let's sell these potatoes. And we can consider that a new day. Alright, let's see what this quest is.
Why not share some of my daily...
He offers me a destruction quest. My own gunboat being used as a getaway. By all means, use lethal force, but only destroy my ship if it's absolutely necessary. 10 grand. Absolutely. Destroy one gunboat. Oh, that's easy. That is easy. So we're just about to deliver the Bird of Paradise back to Arthur. I love that his town is called Utopia. Okay. Let's see, does it look like Utopia? I mean, it does look pretty nice. It's kind of a scary, dare I say, communist vision of the world, because everything is so uniform. But it actually, I mean, hey, if everyone's happy, who am I to say anything against it? Alright, let's drop this off.
Chipping away reminds me of the
4 grand as well. Look at us, we're up to 10,000 all over again. Alright, we have to go out to that gunboat and destroy it. Should be easy enough. We could go and pick up the mate that we earned in a previous quest.
On our way.
Oh, that was a schooner. Oh, we have the thing here. Nice. I don't remember getting her. A kiln keeper? Negative attractiveness. 100%. That's pretty good. Affects charcoal kilns. Well, it's not that good, actually, thinking about it. It doesn't boost productivity of kilns at all. It just makes them so they don't affect the attractiveness. Okay, it's not too bad. Alright, we'll take this mate anyway, and then we'll go sailing for that gunboat. It's just a light gunboat. It's nothing too crazy. Oh, you know what we can do? We can send our schooners out to uncover more of the fog of war. Because I just don't like seeing these big strips of grey all over the map. Looks a bit weird. Right, I'm gonna list our ship as number 1 on the hotbar so I can just get to it easily now. Cool. Alright, good stuff. Swords. I'm pretty happy with how this is going. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Let's see. It's really just all about the soap. See, the initial amounts of soap that we're going to make are going to be taken by our workers, right? So we want to overproduce it big time. So we need 2 more rendering works. Promotion not possible. What did I do wrong? Oh, I miscounted because we added more, didn't we? So we need more than 16 steel. Okay, we'll have to go get more. So we need 8 more steel. Well, we're going to be heading out that way pretty soon. I actually can't find the ship now. It's gone into the fog of war here. It's over there.
On our way.
Let's go with the wind. There he is.
ship under attack.
Fire them broadsides. This is just our flagship. It's not a full warship, so it's a bit underwhelming, but it's better than a gunboat. The gunboat can only fire forward anyway. Alright, so this is a breakout. Escaped prisoners have stolen Governor Bleakworth's private boat, and he needs you to set off in pursuit. Not sure his precious boat is going to make it. It did not.
Coordinates plotted.
So what have we got here? More prisoners. Oh yeah, you can actually see them.
On our way.
I love that all of his quests are themed around people like breaking out and stuff like that. It's a nice touch that, you know, they're not just generic. They actually have a nice bit of writing and stuff to them as well. Alright, so we're out here uncovering the fog of war with our different ships. It's a bit of busy work, but someone's got to do it, right? We got to uncover all these little patches of grey. Just don't want to get hit by the pirates. That would be a disaster. Alright, let's see. Can we pick up any more potatoes? There's not that much left, actually. Because we did build more... Whoops. We did build more distilleries, so we're going to be using more overall. So we're not going to have as much to sell soon. But we'll have the soap. We're kind of trading the potatoes up for the soap. That's the goal, anyway. So we're going to drop these back off here. Actually, while we're doing this, how much time do we have on the quest? Oh, we got plenty of time. We'll just head off to... Oh, no, that is... Yeah. Our relationship deteriorated. That's sad. We'll head over to Archibald just so that we can get that steel. Go over to the prison, and then we should have enough to come back, build the soap, get the job done, and then sell some, make some bank, and then that'll be it for all of the objectives I wanted to do in this episode, which was expand our storage, build a sailing shipyard, expand the town, build a grain village, and have soap pigs and trade. So that'll be all of that stuff done. I will actually set up a reliable trade route to this guy as well. Archie, I want to trade with you. Cool.
Her Majesty's name.
I think it was 12 we needed.
New orders?
Alright, gotta spend money to make money. So, while we're waiting for that to happen, we can now set up a new trade route. Our first trade route. It's going to be a trade route between here and here. So that's our island, Swords, and then Wormway's prison. It's just going to be, we'll just call it the soap route for now. Swords is going to load up on soap as much as it can. Oops. And then we're going to unload it there. We're going to assign a ship. The Kraken's Call. But before that ship turns around now, it's going to turn around. We don't want to do that. We just wanted to drop its potatoes first, and then we'll set it back on the route. Now, something you got to be careful of. You don't want to take all your soap, right? You want to set a limit of how much we can take away. So we'll go filter by consumer goods. We'll click this, and we'll say set the minimum stock to be, I don't know, 20. We'll set it for low for now, 10. So we never want it. We always want to have at least 10 soap at the bottom of our stockpile. And that way, when the ships come along for trade, they'll always leave a bit in the back.
Not everything of yours is out in the open.
All right, great. So that's, look at this, 19,000. I love to see it. All right, soap route has begun. We're going to call this, what's a soap brand? Johnson's, I guess. That's Johnson's ship, right? We know that the Johnson's deals with soap. And then we're going to take the steel back. Awesome. All right, so this ship can just go do its thing. Once you clean up most of the fog of war, the rest of it does just kind of disappear, which is nice. So hopefully we can do that soon. That is horrible. Yeah, let's go along that way. I don't know why they don't just let you research something or do something that just uncovers the map. You can start the game with fog uncovered, but I feel like once you found all the islands, just clear the fog. You know? Just clear the fog. Alright, let's take a look back at our island, Swords. So really now I think it's time to properly start focusing on the other island. That's probably what we'll start doing in the next episode, setting up hops, getting beer production actually going. This town's going to be built in a bit more of a grid-like fashion, just to keep things easy for us for a while. But even then, we'll mess with it a bit more in future. Let's get a pub. There should be a bit more happiness from these guys. And then if we're overproducing clothes or anything, we can bring them even here if we wanted to. Although those kind of things, those bottom tier, really can be self-sufficient. Alright, the editor announces the latest edition. The Promised Land. Settlers arrive in numbers to Swords, its illustrious doors opening to reveal a shimmering utopia. Of course, if they lived here, they'd know not to expect that, but still, growth is good. A reduction in riot chance. The city becomes uglier. Swords has let itself go, according to one of many visitors. And then a competitor is settling other islands. Ah, it's not too bad. We can handle it, I think. The reason why you wouldn't always just publish propaganda immediately, all the time, is because other NPCs or AI won't like that. So that's why sometimes I just leave it. Growth is good. Build our way out. So we're up to nearly 2,000 population now. That's kind of good. Right, did we bring the steel here? We do. We have it. Consumer goods, how are we doing? Everything seems stable. Good. There's a demand for beer that we're not meeting, though. And we'll have a look around the map for more quests a little later on. There's none that I can see, though, from the map. You have little stars on the map that you can spot. Don't see any right now. Okay, so that should be more soap, basically. So how much have we got in storage? We have 14 in storage. So that we know that next time our ship arrives. So which one's on the trade route? This one. It's carrying 1 right now. It's making its first little baby delivery here of 1 soap. So that's, hey, you know what? Don't turn your nose up at it. That's 380 coin right there. That's pretty good stuff. So I'm happy to see it. Alright, sail along, hit the rest of that. Sail along, hit this little patch here. That should have disappeared. Typically they just disappear, but I think if it's touching the edge of the map, they don't. And then let's make our run all along here. I know that's so weird, but that's just one of the quirks of Anno, I guess. And the OCD nature of the game. Alright, let's have a little zoom in and look at our farming town again, see how it's doing. So obviously there's some things here that we didn't finish, like certain... There's room for growth, basically. But I do like all the little hay bales we've put around. Looks nice. the most fitting use of hay bales, I think, for this kind of area. Particularly like these cluster of houses just up here at the edge. I know it doesn't really make sense to be like, well, why would anyone grow in such a small spot like that? But it's fine. It's fine. I just like the golden fields wrapping around everything. It looks nice. Another feature in the game, some of you may or may not know, you can actually hop down and get in there with them if we wanted to. It's probably a nightmare for compression, I don't know, but hopefully it doesn't look too bad. Hello.
The river looks inviting.
Oh yeah, and if we walk over it, we actually flatten the grass. I used to do that as a kid. That's how I found out I had hay fever, actually. And then you can actually see that from up here. See? We flattened it all. He's laughing about it. Okay, good. The details, man. The details. That's why this is one of the best games of all time. Except for this, I guess. Did we make that money? I'm sure we did.
On our way.
Another quest. Let's see what Archibald's got for us.
Alas, my bowels churn afresh.
I'm an avid wood carver, you know. Yes, give me a chisel and a fishtail gouge or a mallet and I'm quite content. The thing is, I'm so keen I've run rather short of timber. Oh, we've got plenty. What do you need?
Dream of wide
42.
blue horizons. Apply within.
She offers me a puzzle quest. I'll take it. Oh, I didn't read the thing. Damn. We'll check that out in a second. So he wants 42 timber. Got it.
We've doubled our efforts.
And let's go back to him. Great. That's easy money. Easy early money. So, let's read what Benty wants us to do. Hibernation. Benty wants your help in bringing some wild animals on our island into the safety of her zoo for the winter. Fuck you, Lady Hunt. We don't want to be going to war with her, though, so we'll have to give her some money or give her some gifts, do some quests for her if we ever see them pop up. Okay, so we have to help find some animals on her island.
Perhaps you'd like my latest male torso.
What are you... Why is he talking to me? I see one. There's one right there. So that's one wolf. We've got another one out here. There's actually icons on the map which kind of help you look at... indicate where these things are. They're not always super clear though. There we go. Black bear out here. And another one. Oh, it's kind of like stranded on the cliffs, to be honest.
The Jorgensen Trust couldn't be more
Boom.
grateful.
8,500. Love to see it. We now have 27,000. So we started the game at 50. So obviously we want to be getting back to that. Don't really see why the money is actually going up and then down. It says negative 11. I guess little bits come up and a little bits come down, but overall it's trending downwards, I guess. Alright, I think this will be the final quest we do. Let's take a look at one last time at our trade route. We have 8 soap on it now. That's a big delivery right there. 8 times 400. You figure it out. We'll see how much we get. I don't know if it tells you in the warnings. No, that's fine. Or the logs. I think you see the logs back at your own place. So I think here you can see... I don't know, actually. I feel like they used to show you a list of logs. Trade routes, passive trade. The soap trade route. Negative 8. Doesn't tell you how much I made from it, though, no?
Had a rip-roaring time of it.
Finance. Yeah, I don't know. I have to maybe explore that on my own. Maybe if you guys know, let me know. I'll be able to read the comments after this episode.
Ready for assignment.
Let's see what we get. I didn't see... Oh, there we go. 3,700... 3,072. Nice. For 8 pieces of soap, you know? Pretty damn good. I mean, it's... I can't believe they never nerfed it, but they just... I guess they're happy with how much it gives you. Alright, so Archibald wants... Yeah, so hand in that quest. We just got another 4,000 from him. And I think that's pretty much it.
I am quite penetrated.
Yeah, 4,400.
by your kindness.
I'm quite penetrated by your kindness. Thank you.
Sir
So
Archibald,
we could now start maybe
how
getting a
may
little...
I
I know what to do. Very last thing we'll just do while we're here is... no, I'll do that some other time. I was going to say set up the ornaments. We've got the money now that I can finally start investing in ornaments, making the city look that little bit nicer. We can set up the first paved road, though. I think that'd be good. So the main street. There we go. There we go. We have our first little paved road going through the place now. Nice. Alright, the music is quite melancholic, but I'm actually quite happy. So in the next episode, I think we're going to work on building up the hops, getting beer going, and then that should take us to the artisans, really. Let's see how far away we are from it. All we need is a school. Oh my god, I totally forgot, actually. We need 20 steel beams. Yeah, that's going to be a big thing, too. School. Where would we place the damn school? Well, it needs to be somewhere central, relatively speaking. Near enough to the church, maybe on the side like this or something like that. I'll have to think about it, see where we put it. We want it to be relatively, like I said, central. So somewhere like there would be good. If it's any further down along this line, it doesn't really make any more sense. Although it apparently would hit the whole town, even down here. But yeah, we'll build it central, somewhere like there. We'll have to remove some houses, and we'll get that set up as well. All right, so
A cup of coffee. You've been playing for 2 hours.
I know. All right, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.